Good day everyone, my name is Yanulua. In continuation of the Learn OWASP with Peer programs by Diary of Hackers, today we'll be looking at the OWASP Top 10 Day 4, which is themed XML External Entity. So for this particular task, we'll be looking at the XML External Entity, and we'll also be talking about SSH and private keys and how to log into a system via SSH. So the first thing we need to do is we can read the guidelines, private guidelines, and we are told an XML external entity attack is a vulnerability that abuses feature of XML parsers or data. It often allows an attacker to interact with any backend or external systems that the application itself can access, and can allow the attacker to read the file on that system. They can also cause denial of service attacks or could use XSS to perform server-side request forgery, including the web application, to make requests to the applications. So basically what this attack does is, using this attack we can be able to access some other applications or systems that the application have access to but we don't have access to normally. So you can use this like as a way to interact with those systems. And we have two types of XSC attacks: the inbound attacks, which receives an immediate response to the payload. That means when we send an XSC payload, we get a response back. That's an inbound. Then the out of band is when you send a payload but you don't get the response back immediately. Then you call that the out of band XSC. So while we are here, we need to deploy the machine. So to start, we are going to make sure we are connected to the VPN. So we'll open up a terminal and try to make this big. Okay, that should be big enough. Then navigate to where you downloaded it and connect using OpenVPN. So once we are connected, you head over to the page and click on deploy. And while we wait for the machine to boot up, we are going to look at the other things. So to understand this XML external entity, we are provided some materials on XML itself, so you can read through, and once you understand it, we are provided with a basic structure of XML, how to craft an XML. So you can read through this. Once you understand it, move over to the document type definition DTD. We also told the function of that and why it is necessary here. Then you can check the payload section. So we are told the payload, mostly what we will be using what is given here. So you need to specify the version, then declare doc type, then the entity. What is important is the system command. So it allows you to run system command. You can fetch files or speak to other services the application can talk to. So you can also read this, and once you have a good understanding of it, you move over to the exploiting, which is the main aspect. So visit this page and see if it is up. Okay, yes, it is up. I'll try to bring this up. Yeah. So you can read through, and it says try to display your own name using any payload. So to do that, let's go back to the XSC payload. The first payload we had shows feast. So we are going to try this particular payload and see what we get back. So we are just going to type it and say doc type name. We can go back to see what we have there. So we have doc type replace. So we are going to have entity. Let's make sure we have the correct thing. The name is feast. That's the first part. Then we'll close this out. You can go on. You can see we have a tag user info. So we are going to have user info. You can close it out almost immediately. Then you can see we have first name tags and last name. So we have first name to be Falcon, and we have the last name is what we are replacing. So close this out. So yeah, what it's going to do is we'll put and the parameter we specified, which is name here, and it should replace this particular part with whatever we have defined here. So we'll submit and see that we got back Falcon Feast, which is the what we defined. So now the first task says we should try to print out a name of our own. So we'll do the same thing again. So sending names, we know we should get Falcon, then Woodfish printed back to us. So we're just going to send it and see what we have, and we got that back. So that's the first part. Etc. to display your own name using the payload. We have done that. Then try to see if you can read the exe then pass wd file. So we are going to follow almost the same procedure. I have the payload copy, so I'm just going to paste it here. So let's change a few things. Let's define dot type as root. Clean this out. Then we want to read the etc passwd file. So let's define a new entity read, and this side I'll use the system command, and the file we want to read is the etc passwd file. Then you can open the root tags and inject the read payload here. So sending this, you can see that we're able to read the etc passwd file, and that answers the question. Then what is the name of the user in that file? So looking through this, in the exit passwd file, users are close to the end of the file. The root user is the first name of the file. We have the services users, daemons, then most user accounts are close to the end. So you can notice we have this view page source. Notice the last entry is Falcon with an ID of 1000. So we can say the user here is Falcon. That's the username. That's the name of the user in the file. So where is the Falcon SSH key located? Now, most people had issues because saying they don't know where this SSH key is located. So one of the first things you can do is to just Google and just search for, let me just bring this up. Then you can say user's SSH key default location. So doing this, you can look around and it tells you where the file should be. So let's where do I find my SSH key? Just going to look around, find a suitable one. You can click on this one from Digital Ocean. Nope. Try to bring this up. So we can see something here that says home, the username, the .ssh and id underscore rsa. So basically the file should be here. So let me open, see if I can bring this up. Okay, new instance. And let's call it day 4. Then try to bring this up. So did I copy that? Yes, I did. Paste. So we are told the file should be here, and we know the username we got is falcon, so we can say the file should be at home falcon.sh id_rsa. So we'll copy this and we'll try to read that off the web server. So we'll come back here and do the same, almost same thing we did. Define a new doc type root, then just the same structure. I'm just repeating it over again. Add a new entity, read, then the system command, going to file, but this time what we want to read is home falcon id_ssh, then id_rsa. Then doing the same thing, we can print it out and just send this, and you can see we get this back. So we could copy this directly. Okay, let's just copy it directly first, and I'll show us why copying directly won't work. So I'll close this and view the page source. So let's just try to copy this directly first. Copy this and go back to our terminal. Okay, bring this up, and let's just go to, so I'll go to this directory. I have a directory named TryHackMe, so let's just make a directory here called OWASP 10. I'll see them into this, then let us let's call the file id_rsa and paste it here directly. So I pasted it here directly, and we'll save it out, and we'll try to connect with SSH using this file. So the username is falcon at the IP address. So try the IP address, and we got this unprotected key file and password. So I'll quit that. So the file expects the id_rsa is a private key, expects that only the user should have read write permission and should not be accessible to everybody. So ideally, permissions we have right now are 0644. So what you can do is to change the mode of the file to 0600, such that we have read write for the user and no permission for the groups or the world. We can do this, give it the file name. Once that is done, we'll run the set command again. But now you can see we are still asked for password, and the reason is the file we copied is, the way we copied it is not well structured, and that's why it's giving us issues. So we are going to open the file again, and I'm going to delete everything. So going back to the web page, you can see we have it here. Then viewing the page source, you can see we have it in a more structured way. So I'll copy this one, copy this, then paste that here instead. You can save it this way, then try to run it again. But we are still asked for password, so I'll quit it, then open the file, and make sure we don't have any unnecessary space. So I'll remove the white spaces here and check that we don't have any other unnecessary space, and you can save this and try to connect again. And if that is correct, we should be able to connect. Yeah, now you see we are able to connect to the box, and we are now falcon at XSE work. So that is that we have been able to connect to the box using the private key of the Falcon user. Now if this is new to you and you don't understand SSH and how it works, SSH is mainly a way to connect to remote systems, remote Linux systems. It's a very common way and most likely the easiest way to connect to a remote Linux system or Linux server. I think for Windows you mostly connect with RDP, but Linux is SSH is easy. So if it is confusing, you can look up SSH, read how it works and how it uses private key and stuff. So that's that. Going back to the page, our question said what are the first 16 characters of for private Falcon private key? You should have done that before moving ahead. So first thing is you can just copy some parts of this key and try to calculate the first 16 characters. So to do that, I'm going to be using, let me bring this up. So I'm just going to run echo and then the file and just try to count it. I used pipe it to wc then dash c to count. So the current number of characters we have is 22. We'll just try to reduce it by 4, then that will give us 18. So we can copy this and paste it to be our answer to the last one. And basically that's all that is required for this task. So while that is all that is required, when we did this box, we noticed that we could also gain those privileges on the box using this Falcon user. So one thing you can do generally when you get an initial photo in the box is to run animation scripts. So let me just do that. Let's try to run an animation script. So let's go back to the name of what's created is DOH, I guess. So I'm just going to try to navigate there quickly. And if you notice, I'm using Z command instead of CD most times because it's a shortcut and it's faster to navigate. Okay, here we have this directory. Then I have a script for animation called limpy, so I'm I'll try to locate it. We can find it. I can. So I have a directory for Linux animation and I have the file here, limpy.sh, not .bat, sorry. So I'm going to copy the file from here, limpy, and copy it to ask page, TryHackMe. What we created was OWASP top 10. Yes. So we're going to navigate back here and we have the file. So we want to make sure we are able to download this file to the web server so we can run it. So we'll start by checking our IP address. Mine is 10.9.21.180 on the Turn 0 interface, which is the interface we are connected using the VPN. So I'm going to start a civil web server with Python 3 HTTP server. To type and port 80. So that is started, and you can go back to the server. We are still logged in as Falcon and navigate to the TMP directory, and we can download files using widget. So I'm going to do widget, then we get HTTP, then our IP address, which is 10.9.21.180, then the name of the file, and we can pass that to bash. Okay, you can see that is downloaded. Then we can just do sh, the name of the file, which is limpy.sh, and it's going to run some checks. So while that is waiting, let's go over what we did here. So from the box, we've gotten out the box and we want some animation, some automated animation. So what I did was to start up a web server on my own system. It's Python web server, in a directory which has the file, the animation script limpis, then downloaded it to the box using wget. So limpis is Linux privilege enumeration of some scripts, and it is available on GitHub, so you can check it out. But we could let this will run some checks and tell us possible ways we can perform privilege escalation, so we can be able to get access to the root account. So just let this finish out, and it shouldn't take long. So while that is going on, okay, it's done, and you can just look through and see. So I'll try to go to the top. We have like a guide to this script. It says we have a legend. If you have red with a yellow background, it's 99% a privilege escalation vector. If you have red, you must take a look at it. So you can look through the files. You can see the first one we have is the user is part of sudo. So that we can note that and look through most of the rest of the file. Nothing looks interesting straight away. Okay, we have the sudo again. I've seen that before. So you can just look through and you can try to check the commands you can run on sudo using sudo l, but we are asked for the password of Falcon, which we don't know, so just let this cancel out. So that's not the way to go. So another thing is we check the ID. We can see we are UID 1000 groups sudo, and we are part of the LXD group LP admin, then Samba share. Now if you play CTF boxes quite often, one thing I'll stand out to you is the LXD. Being a part of the LXD group, you can use that to get root access on this box. So what we're going to do is we'll just go to Google. Let me try to bring this up. Let's go to Google and we'll search for LXD privilege escalation, and we have this right up by Hacking Articles, which is very resourceful. It's a step-by-step instruction on how to perform this particular attack. So just let it load and we'll follow through the guide. So it explains some things about LXD and LXC and basically how this exploit works, so you can read through it. Then we're going to be starting from this part that says privilege escalation. So we can log in your SSH. We have done that already, and it says git clone this cd and build it. So I already have this done, so I'll just navigate, close this out. Then I have it in somewhere called tabby, I guess. Yes, okay. So I have it here. So you can say I have the build pine. If you run that, it gives you a file. So this is a file you get after building it. Then it says you start a web server. As I did before, I'm going to do Python 3m HTTP server on port 80. That is started. Then set cdtmp. So we are here already. Then wget http the IP address. I'm just going to do that and have it download. So you can see it's just a guided procedure of what to do. You can just follow it through, and at the end we should be able to get root access on the box. So since that is done, you can confirm it is there. So we have the file here, and I just follow through. This after the image is built, it can be added as an image to LXD as follows. So we have to run LXD image import the name of the file, then give it an alias. Your alias can be anything, so I'm just going to follow what is on the page to be my image, and we can, from here we can see that it has been imported with our fingerprint. So the next thing is to run LXD image list just to confirm it has me. We can see we have my image, that's the alias we gave it, it has been imported. Then we can follow through these commands. LXD, you can do LXD init my image, which is the alias we gave it, then ignite say security that's privileged equals true. Now running this, we are told no storage pool found. So to fix this, I'm just going to copy this straight from here, then go back to our old friend Google and just see how to fix it. So the first one is how to fix this error. And we are told to fix it. Let me bring this up. So the solution to fix it, you just need to run LXD init. So copy that and paste it here. So it's going to ask a few questions. You can just keep pressing enter to use the default and let it finish. So once that is done, you can run our command again, and this time we should not get that error. So this time it works, so we can continue to follow the commands LXC. So config device, we can add ignite. Basically we are just following what is given to us on the page. So I have disk, then the source equals to, and we have a path to be /mnt/root, and we have recursive set to true. So that has been added. To the next one, LX start ignite, and started. So we have LXC exec ignite, then we are calling the bin sh. So now we can see our prompt has changed to this, and we can run id. So run id, we can see we are uid 0, and we can run one I, and you can see we are root. So one thing I do is to add myself to the authorized key so I can be able to log in as root. So to do that, we'll navigate to the root directory. Here we can see we have the .ssh. So what I'll do is to go back to my own system, stop this web server. Then what I'll do is to cut my public key, then I'll copy it and paste it into authorized keys on the server. So I'll do echo, paste that into authorized underscore keys. So doing that, we can go back here and we can try to log in as root with the IP address of the machine. We'll copy it, paste it out here, and if everything works fine, we should be logged in as root. So now you can see we are logged in, and if you run why we are logged in as root. So that's also this box. If you don't understand this part of the video, the connecting the box and failure escalation, it's fine for now. At least we have been able to go through what is required on the box, and we have been able to answer all the questions. So this part is basically we got an initial photo as the Falcon using Falcon's SSH private key, and we're able to escalate our privileges to get root access, exploiting the LXD group the user belongs to. So I hope that's not too confusing, and if it's confusing, we'll talk about this more some other time. Yeah, that's all. Thank you. See you at the walkthrough for day 5.